All right, let's dive in, shall we? Today, we're taking a closer look at web hosting, specifically a company called Verpex.
Verpex, yeah. It might not sound like the most riveting topic.
Yeah, web hosting, not exactly known for its thrill factor.
Right. But stick with us on this. We're going behind the scenes at Verpex. We'll uncover what they offer and what makes them a little different.
Think of it like getting a peek behind the curtain. We've got a whole stack of info to dig into, articles, blog posts, even a glance at their website.
Exactly. And our mission, to break it all down, give you the rundown on Verpex.
No jargon, just the need-to-know stuff.
Nice.
So first things first, Verpex, pretty new company, right? Founded in 2018.
Yeah, just a handful of years ago. And in that time, boom, they've exploded. Over 50 employees across the globe now.
Really?
Wow.
That's a lot of growth in a short amount of time.
Definitely. And get this, they host 250,000 websites.
250,000 websites, seriously.
Across 181 countries. Talk about global reach.
That's massive. It's like they went from like a garage operation to international almost overnight.
Yeah, and here's another thing. They're privately owned.
Oh, interesting. What's the significance of that in the hosting world?
Well, it's huge, actually. See, a lot of these big hosting companies, they're beholden to, like, shareholders and investors. They're all about those short-term profits.
Right. Got to keep those investors happy. I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But being privately owned, Verpex has the freedom to, actually focus on the long game, building relationships with their customers.
So they call the shots, no answering to a boardroom of suits.
Precisely. And that, I think, says a lot about their values.
Their values? Like what? What makes them tick? Give us the inside scoop.
Their values, oh, they definitely put those front and center.
Okay, so, like, what are we talking about here? Spill the tea.
Well, they're big on transparency, for one. No scary hidden extras is one of their slogans, I guess you could say.
No hidden extra. Okay, in the world of web hosting, that's practically revolutionary.
Right. So many companies, they hit you with those surprise fees. Sneaky stuff.
Ooh, tell me about it. I've been there. Reading those terms and conditions with a magnifying glass, trying to find the catch.
It's a nightmare. But Verpex, they're upfront about their pricing. No surprises.
Gotta respect that. Transparency builds trust, right?
Absolutely. And that trust thing, that's huge for them. They really put a lot of emphasis on customer satisfaction, which honestly you'd hope would be a given, but...
You'd think, right. But yeah, customer service can be a bit of a crapshoot these days. What makes Verpex different?
Well, for starters, they offer 24/7 support. And I'm not just talking email. They've got live chat, phone support, you name it.
So no matter what time zone you're in, help is just a click or call away.
Exactly. Because let's face it, when your website goes down, every second counts.
Ain't that the truth? Time is money, especially in the online world.
And they seem to get that, which is refreshing. Okay, ready for another core value. Global reach. They are all about it.
Global reach. Does that just mean they have, like, servers everywhere?
Pretty much. They've got servers strategically placed all around the world. And it's not just about speed.
Oh, it's more than just making sure websites load quickly.
Way more. It's about data residency, too.
Data residency. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Okay, so basically, different countries have different laws about where you can store data, right? Think GDPR and all that.
Ah, right. So Verpex having servers all over the place helps companies stay on the right side of the law.
Exactly. They're on top of it, thinking ahead. And that's a big deal for a lot of businesses these days.
Smart move on their part. Okay, one last thing I got to ask about. Automation. They talk about it a lot. What's the deal with that?
Well, they're all about automation for efficiency.
Yeah.
Streamlining things on their end.
Okay, but how does that translate to, like, actual benefits for me as a customer?
Good question. So think of it this way. More efficiency often means lower costs for them, right?
Makes sense. Less overhead and all that.
Exactly. And those savings, they can pass those on to customers.
So potentially better prices for their services. I like the sound of that.
Right. Everybody wins. But you know what else is interesting? Their office spaces.
Oh, yeah. What about them? Yeah, their offices sound amazing. Like something out of a tech magazine or something.
Right. They got that London office, dog-friendly, with a pub nearby.
Oh, yeah, the pub. Didn't you say the founders actually own it?
That's what I heard. And then there's the one in Bali, a whole converted villa.
Okay, that one just sounds like a vacation. Starting work early so they can hit the beach in the afternoon. I could get used to that.
Seriously. It's obvious they prioritize work-life balance. Happy employees,
Makes sense. Happier employees usually mean happier customers in my book.
Totally. But it's not all, sunshine and beaches. They've got teams all over Tel Aviv, Sofia, Lagos, Each office with its own vibe, it seems like.
I like that. They chose locations based on, like, lifestyle and culture, not just where the nearest data center
It
is.
shows they trust their tech, right?
Yeah.
They can build a global team and still deliver amazing service.
Exactly. They're not afraid to embrace the cloud. Okay, but let's get down to business here. Free site migration. That's a big deal for someone like me who isn't, like, a web developer.
Right. Migrating a website can be a real pain. Verpex takes care of all that for you. No hassle.
That's a huge selling point in my book. And then there's that whole no sales commissions thing. Seriously, how common is that in the hosting world?
Practically unheard of. Most companies, their sales teams, are incentivized to push the most expensive plans.
I've definitely felt that pressure before trying to get off the phone without emptying my wallet.
Exactly. But with Verpex, they want to find the right plan for your needs, not their bottom line.
So they're actually invested in helping their customers succeed, not just making a quick buck.
That's the idea. And then they take it a step further with those proactive performance suggestions.
Oh yeah, tell me more about that. That seems like a game changer.
It's like having a tech expert in your back pocket. They're constantly monitoring your site, making sure everything's running smoothly.
And if it's not, they're already on it. No waiting around for things to break.
Exactly. They're proactive, not reactive, which is huge for businesses that rely heavily on their websites.
Absolutely. Okay, before we wrap up, let's talk about their VPS offerings. Virtual private servers, right?
Yep. Think of it like this. Shared hosting is like living in a dorm. VPS is like having your own apartment. More space, more resources, more control.
Makes sense. So who is VPS right for?
Businesses that need more power, more flexibility, websites with a lot of traffic, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. And they've got a bunch of different options, right?
Tons. Managed, unmanaged, Linux, Windows. They can accommodate pretty much any need.
And what about all that techie jargon they throw around? Like NVM, SSD storage, Lightspeed web server. What does it all mean?
In a nutshell, it means your website loads faster, which is crucial these days, right?
Totally. Nobody wants to wait around for a slow website.
Exactly. And then for those who aren't, super tech savvy, they offer cPanel.
Ah, yes, cPanel. Makes managing your website a breeze.
That's like a control panel for your website. Everything in one place, user-friendly.
So to sum it all up, Verpex is a young company, but they're making waves in the hosting world.
They're doing things differently, focusing on transparency, customer satisfaction, and building a global team that actually enjoys their work.
And they're not afraid to embrace the latest technology to deliver a better experience for their customers. It makes you wonder if maybe, just maybe, this customer-centric approach is the future of web hosting. So next time you're shopping for a hosting provider, remember Verpex. It might just change the way you think about web hosting. Until next time, keep exploring.